Hello, this is Alec Kerr, the film critic for the Conway Daily Sun. And I'm sorry I've been kind of absent for the last week or two. I haven't just been doing my regular videos as often, and I feel bad about that for my few regular viewers. I've actually got 4 movies that I want to talk about, and I know it's a bit of a cop-out not to do them separately, but I kind of just want to clear out the closet, dust it all away, and so I can move on and do the new movies that I'm going to be seeing. So first up, I want to talk about Inglourious Basterds, Tarantino's new movie. I know I'm getting really late on this one. And if you're a Tarantino fan, I think you will really love Inglourious Basterds. It's probably his least successful film, but saying that isn't really that much of a criticism because I'm a huge fan of Tarantino. I really think he does great work. I even loved his half of Grindhouse, Death Proof. It just really holds up to repeat viewings. And you know what? I think Inglourious Basterds will have the same quality to it. I think I will like it more a second time and more a third time because there are just so many little things that Tarantino puts in. His dialogue is just so sharp. The problem with Inglourious Basterds is a tonal problem. The movie starts out with a relatively straightforward, serious, suspenseful sequence with Christoph Waltz as a SS colonel known as the Jew Hunter doing a cat and mouse interrogation with a dairy farmer whether or not he has Jews hidden in his house. And it's a fantastic sequence, and Christoph Waltz, who's been getting all this praise and won Best Actor at Cannes Film Festival, he is astoundingly good in this film. He's just an amazing villain. He's coming on he's the latest great villain in the last few years. It seems like every year we get a new great personification of evil. In 2007 we had Anton Chigurh in No Country for Old Men. Last year we had the Joker in The Dark Knight, and this year we've got the Jew Hunter, and it's just a great performance. Some people have complained that he's too charismatic and charming, and that how dare you make a Nazi that charismatic and charming. But the thing is that's what makes him so terrifying, is that he kind of has this jovial, happy-go-lucky nature to him, but then he snaps it off and just goes into this sinister place, and it's very effective. And he really is the reason to see this movie. There's a lot of other great stuff going on, but he's the true reason to see this movie. And Brad Pitt as a kind of hillbilly lieutenant is very funny as well. This is another kind of offbeat characterization from Brad Pitt, in kind of the same vein as his work in Snatch and Burn After Reading. But as I said, the tone is the problem. You have this serious opening, and then it switches into this kind of cartoonish, over-the-top violence when you actually meet the title characters, the Inglourious Basterds, who go around scalping Nazis. And it's played very broadly, and it just doesn't fit with the opening stuff. And the movie keeps going back and forth between these two tones, and it mars it from being a great film. It's entertaining throughout, without a doubt, but it just doesn't reach the level of, say, Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction in terms of just being a great piece of cinema. I think the approach that was used for Kill Bill of splitting it into 2 might have worked here, because I do really think that was a masterstroke with Kill Bill, because that movie also, if it had been one movie, would have had tonal issues, and the splitting it into 2 set the 2 tones apart, and each film worked as standalone pieces. But yeah, definitely, if you're a fan of Tarantino, check out Inglourious Basterds. Okay, next film I want to move on to is Taking Woodstock, Ang Lee's new comedy about the build-up to and the creation of Woodstock. Dimitri Martin, the stand-up comic, stars in the film as kind of the person who found out about Woodstock being kicked out of the adjacent town, and he was he was the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and he had just had a permit approved for a music and arts festival. So he already had the permit, so he was able to help facilitate the Woodstock festival. And it's a very low-key but very funny film. Dimitri Martin makes a really strong lead here. Leif Schreiber as a transvestite is very funny. Emil Hirsch as a Vietnam vet is also very strong here. Eugene Levy as the dairy farmer, once again, dairy farmer returns in this little video, is very good as Eugene Levy is very good as the dairy farmer who let them use his land. And it's definitely an enjoyable film. It's what's amazing is how, now I wasn't there in the 60s, so I can't vouch for it myself, but my father was, and he can say that, and he said the details really are spot on, and it is amazing, the recreation of not so much the concert, you don't really see the concert, but of all the people and the traffic. The details just seem so authentic and so spot on. So this is definitely a low-key comedy. It has some laughs, but it's not like a laugh out loud, throughout kind of film. But as a kind of nostalgic coming-of-age movie, this is very strong stuff and very entertaining for people who are either nostalgic for Woodstock or just want to kind of learn more about it. It's definitely a good companion piece to the 1970 documentary of the concert. So definitely check that out.